Okay, then I advise you to if he's having pains, bloated stomach, then it's eating magic. So if it's eating magic, uh, you can cross the other two areas out that it's come as a normal jinn, uh, or it's evil eye for now. This is the main jinn that we have to focus on. Um, so it seems that it's a relative that could be in Pakistan or it could be here that you've that someone's done black magic. So concentrate on the black magic one. If you go through the most viewed playlist, you'll find that it's third or fourth highest eating magic, so or drinking magic and stuff like that. So concentrate on them for about say 3 days, week, 10 days, month. See how you get on with that. How do you take senna? You can get senna pills and, and tablets. You can get it in its original form. You can get it from not the moment from Mecca and Medina as well. Uh, it's so try that. Uh, they'll have instructions. If it's pills, then read on the pills. Uh, it tastes like a bit like tea, so it's uh, it's difficult because you'll be weak as well when you take on that. Uh, and once again, it comes out with two passages. It'll either come out the front passage or the back passage. Uh, just follow the instructions. Also, read on the pearls. Read on the if you're going to take it in its natural format. Read on the senna leaves and also sidr as well. That's the other thing. Sidr leaves as well. Wash in sidr leaves. Uh, read on the leaves and then wash in that. Uh, process. It's how much you can handle. Uh, if it means 4 days, 5 days means a week. It's difficult because you're always going to go on the toilet with senna. Very similar with the ruqya baths or the wash. Uh, if you can do it a week, then do it a week. Uh, be careful with the ruqya baths. It's best to just have a bucket and shower. Uh, just pour it over your head in that way. Uh, because you don't want something going wrong in in if the full if you fill the bath and stuff like that. So be aware of stuff like that. Okay, that's another one, isn't it? Olive oil. You seem quite experienced in this area that you sort of like came along as though you didn't know what you were doing or something like that. Uh, which is okay. Keep on at it. Uh, try to find out when they're leaving, and quite possibly there'll be another one that are there. It's obviously if you've got more than one, hence pains in the different areas. Uh, I analysed someone something like I think it was about must be 3 years ago, 4 years ago now, and basically what happened was that I said he had 10 because he actually mentioned all the places that he had pains, and I think 3,000, 4,000 jeans later, I decided not to use that method. But so be aware, not just I've got one pain then, or this it'll be only like one gin then it's gone. In his case, it's he has breathing issues and the lung issues. So they like queue up to leave from his mouth area. So he goes, when one leaves, he actually has a good breathing for that period of time until the next one comes in that area, and then it's blocked again as well, and then he has to do his ruqya. So so it looks as though uh, there's a few. Also, once again, when I say there's a few in him, the it's very unlikely that you haven't got them from the information that you pass them you just through the WhatsApp. So I say get to work yourself as well. Listen as well. Read as well. Do extra. Uh, they'll hide and hide and hide until then they can't hide no more. And so then make themselves visible. You don't have to concentrate on kids that much if they're under something like 10. But be aware of their illnesses, may be related to the physical illnesses, may be related to the jinn. Misbehavior is quite common as well. Once I was listening to Ruqya, and I was in the queue supermarket, and the kid just flipped, and I'm listening to it through headphones, and he was something smashed. He was, and then I gave the advice to his mother. And he do a du'a before do du'as on the kids, and before you leave the house and stuff like that. She goes, I did. Then I walked out and I saw him getting into a Mercedes. Uh, so they come through all sorts of ways and means. If it's black magic, be aware of giving out the information in the sense of people. If it's a relative, then they always want to know what's happening in your life. Has the magic worked? So be aware of them type of things. That don't overdo it with relations, and that also means that the information you're putting out on WhatsApp and pictures and stuff like that, and uh, parties, uh, making so many grades, the kids are doing well at school and stuff like that, uh, from the jealousy. So sometimes it's a works both ways. Sometimes it's jealousy, sometimes it's black magic, and sometimes it's a bit of both. So be aware of them type of issues. Inshallah, this is the last one, and so I need to get back to a bit of my reading and stuff like that. Inshallah. One thing very few Rockies talk about is, and I brought it up because of your situation, is inherited genes, or it's something that are called inherited genes. So if you go to all the Rockies advice in English and that lot, you won't actually, this topic won't be discussed. It's always Jinn Possession, black magic, and evil eye and jealousy. Uh, but uh, I've come across a lot, and I've only come across one Rocky that's actually mentioned it in Arabic. And I've gone through a lot of stuff that's online on YouTube with Rockies in Arabic, and it actually that they pass from one generation to the other. For example, if a grandma dies or a grandfather dies, then it'll be passed down depending on how many jinns they having that. For example, if we say something like between 5 and 10, then they'll pass down to the best place for, if it's a grandparent dying, is the grandchildren, and they'll actually miss out the parents. This is because they don't want to keep on coming in and out of people. For example, if the parents are something like between 40 and 50, and the grandparents about 70, then the jinns just think, should I go into the parent, and then I know I'll have to come out when that person's dying as well, when they reach something like 60 or 70 as well. Then they don't. They'll sort of like pick the source of the grandchildren and go into the grandchildren, so they can live in that grandchild for something like 50 years type of thing, or 60 years. So be aware of that. Um, Now that doesn't mean that it just doesn't stop. Uh, that it won't go into the children, even if the children are adults. If the grandparents are something like 60 or 70, and uh, they are now 40, they'll still go into them as well if there's something like more than what, 5 plus or something like that. For example, even if there isn't 5 plus, if there's 1 or 2 or 3, they still might pick the parents because they've got a favoritism to that. Actually, the jinn itself has a favoritism of one of the kids and stuff like that. Uh, so be aware of them type of issues. Now, for example, if that person died, uh, those picture you had up, then they might, their jinns, uh, and then go back to the illnesses. Common illnesses, for example, I told you about eczema, cancer, uh, any illness, that even coronavirus that we've got at the moment. Uh, the jinns can have it or give it type of thing. So be aware of the passing of the jinns from one place to other in the family line and stuff like that.